Hey, Danny.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm a student physical therapist here at UNLV, so I'll be working with you today.
Alright.
So I'm looking at your intake form and I saw that you had an incident.
Yeah, I was playing basketball with some buddies, like I always do. Was going after the ball, kind of got caught up in my feet, and then just landed on my left shoulder. My arm was kind of tucked in this way, and just landed on it pretty hard. So
Yeah, so that happened about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago.
yeah.
So have you had any previous incidents to that shoulder? I see that you have. Could you explain that one a little? Is it kind of the same pain that you were feeling with that one? Is it a different pain?
It's pretty similar. Yeah, I kind of have this weird step-off deformity now because I separated my AC joint. But it feels pretty similar. I mean, I think in my mind, I think I kind of re-aggravated something.
Yeah.
But this thing's always been kind of messed up, so I think maybe I just pissed it off a little bit.
Yeah. So talking about the pain, you wrote a little bit that it kind of comes down into this area. How would you describe that pain? Kind of as like a sharp pain? Is it kind of dull and achy? How would you describe that?
I would say it's kind of dull and achy if I'm just sitting here, but if I'm doing something, you know, raising my arm over my head or trying to lift my arm forward, it hurts pretty bad and it gets sharper.
So, if you had to point like an area where it kind of hurts the most, where would you kind of point here?
Probably like right in here.
Right in here?
Yeah, right at the top.
I'm gonna touch you a little bit in this exam too. So,
Yeah.
is that everything's okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
So kind of right in here, like right there, kind of where I'm pressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little tender.
How about down through here? Anything down through there, like our collarbone?
No, it seems to get better the further you come this way.
Okay. Mainly in this area, and then kind of in the shoulder. Does it feel like a deep pain at all, ever?
I wouldn't say super deep. It almost feels right where that weird deformity thing is.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Any tingling? I know you said that the pain kind of radiates. Does it kind of stop at the elbow? Does anything go down into your hand? Is there any like pins or needles, tingling, anything of that nature?
Not really. I don't ever get anything into my hand. My hand's pretty okay. I think it probably just goes down to right about the elbow.
Okay.
And that's probably just because it's super flared up, I think.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I saw that you put that you were in a car accident a few years ago and had a back injury.
Yeah.
Was that kind of in the lower back? Was it further up here in kind of your mid back area?
It was like my mid to lower back.
Mid to lower back?
That was pretty
Okay.
painful.
Were you having any of these symptoms before the incident? Like were you no shoulder pain before you actually fell on it playing basketball?
No, I get a little bit of weirdness with movement just because I've had that kind of happened before, but the pain wasn't really a big factor until I just now did this. So
Got it.
yeah.
So you're a young guy. Are you going to school? Are you working?
Just working right now. Yeah, I work at State Farm. I sell
Okay.
insurance, so.
Okay. So a lot of your day is kind of in this position a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have to use your arms to type or write on papers or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, most of my job kind of just consists of sitting at a computer, so it hasn't been too bad because right now it's tough to move my shoulder, like it's pretty painful, but if I can just keep my hands down at my desk, usually it's okay.
Okay, so mostly would you say like overhead movements, is that kind of where most of the pain comes on?
Yeah, I'd say like usually when I'm trying to get dressed in the morning or shower, things like that, it's just painful.
Have you been playing basketball?
I've not been playing basketball. Yeah, I stopped just because I didn't want this to get worse, so I figured I'd better get it checked out.
Any other activities? Like I know you like to play basketball. Is there anything else this kind of injuries holding you back from doing?
Probably lifting weights.
Yeah.
I usually go to the gym and lift a little bit, and then I shoot around with my friends. I haven't been doing any upper body stuff because of this, and so I've just done a little bit of leg stuff. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also saw that you have a history of high blood pressure. How are things going with that? Have you got checked out? Have you seen your doctor lately?
I have. Yeah, I go every couple months, get my blood pressure checked. I'm on medication for it
Okay.
now, which actually I forgot to write
Yeah.
down.
what,
But
what medication is that?
I'm on losartan.
Okay.
Yeah, 50 milligrams a day. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything's under control with that. I see
Yeah.
you're taking some ibuprofen too. Has that been helping the pain at all?
yeah, that usually helps. I'll probably take it in the morning. It's pretty stiff in the morning, and so I just kind of take those with my breakfast. And then throughout the day, as I need. Some days I don't need it, but other days I'm, maybe doing a little bit more stuff with my shoulder, and so it gets flared up, and I'll use it then.
So you'd say it gets worse as you are kind of moving your arm and as the day goes on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just
Okay.
doing general stuff like reaching for something in the cabinet or whatever, kind of makes it angry.
Got it. So do you get pain more in the night? Is that kind of when would you say it's the worst, or is it just as you're using it throughout the day?
I think as I start to wind down towards the end of the day, it starts to feel a little bit better. It hasn't woken me up in the middle of the night or anything. I usually try to sleep on my right side so that I'm not, affecting this side.
Right.
But yeah, no real night pain or anything like that.
Okay, sounds good. All right, now I think we're gonna watch you move a little bit.
Okay.
So if you wouldn't mind taking your shirt off, just so I can kind of see the musculature and how everything's moving.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the first one we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of go straight out front like this with both arms.
A little painful there,
Through there.
but I can kind of get through that position, I think.
All right. Next one, we're gonna come out to the side here, kind of the same deal.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right in there.
Right towards the top.
Yeah, right in the top.
Alright, so when you come down here, I want you to come down slowly and kind of pause right there, if you can for a second. Right there, how's that? Is that okay?
That's okay. A little
Alright.
tender, but not super painful.
Alright, we'll go ahead and come back down here. Alright, so the next one, we're going to kind of bring the arms out like this, so keeping your elbows together. Awesome. I'm going to give you a little bit of pressure here. I want you to hold this position. Good. Alright, very nice. The next thing, go ahead and relax for a second. The next one we're going to do is we're going to bring, let's start with your right arm coming behind your back here. Alright, very nice. Now let's kind of look at the left. You can go ahead and relax this one. We'll look at this left arm. Everything good with that?
Yeah, it feels okay.
Okay, do you think you can try and lift your arm off your back here? Alright, hold it there. Hold this. I'm going to give you a little bit of pressure. I want you to fight me. Okay, very nice. Good on that one. Alright, the next one, we're going to come back into this position here, kind of more out in front, in between. I'm going to give you a little bit of pressure on top here. I want you to fight that pressure.
Okay.
Alright, pretty good with that one. A little bit painful.
Yeah, a little painful.
Okay, is that kind of that sharp pain you were talking about?
Yeah, that one kind of triggered that sharp pain a little
Okay,
bit.
next one here, you go ahead and relax this arm. Relax this one too. I'm going to bring this arm across your body. I want you to tell me if this is painful here.
Yeah, right there.
Right there?
Yeah.
Can you point kind of where that pain was there?
Kind of that same spot.
Right in
Yeah,
here?
right in there.
Okay. So now we're going to bring the arm up here. And we're going to turn your hand in here. I want you to hold this position. I'm going to give you a little bit of resistance. I want you to fight me here. A little painful
Yeah,
with
a
that
little
one?
painful.
Okay. We're going to try that same one, but this time with the palm up. I want you to tell me if this reproduces that same pain.
That one's not as bad. A little painful, but not as bad.
Okay, a little better.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna have you do is we're gonna, you can go ahead and lay on your back here. Everything good? Are you comfortable with that?
Yep.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of bring your arm out to the side here. We're gonna work it into this direction. Let me know if you feel anything. I I hear a little bit of clicking.
Yeah.
Is everything fine with that, or
Yeah.
that's okay?
Yeah. That's the wrong shoulder though.
There you go. I wish I had a nickel for every time that happened. I'm glad you let me get through the whole exercise before you told me. Alright, well, since we're on the right shoulder here, how's this one doing?
That one feels okay.
How about when we come back into here? Is that alright?
A little tender at the end.
Little tender?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to rest your arm here on my leg.
Okay.
This time I'm going to give you a little bit of pressure here, doing the same motion. I want you to tell me if that's any better.
Yeah, that feels pretty good.
A little better?
Yeah.
Alright. If I take off the pressure,
Oh, it's not. It's a little bit more painful, but it's still not too bad.
okay. Alright. For this next one here, I'm going to bring it up to about here. I'm going to give you a little bit of pressure in this direction. I want you to tell me if there's any pain with this one.
Oh, that's
Kinda move it
painful
in
right
here.
there. Right on. Yeah, right there.
A little bit of catching and clicking also.
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and sit up. Put my chair over here. Obviously you had a traumatic event. You fell. I think you may have re-aggravated that AC sprain, kind of in that AC joint. You're pretty tender in there. And with certain movements, kind of re-aggravated that. So I think that's an issue. I also think that you may have caused some issues with your labrum, which is kind of the lining of your socket, of your shoulder socket. So the good news is there's some things we can do about that. We're gonna work on some strengthening. So your labrum in that socket is what we call your passive stability. You also have what's called dynamic stability. So that's kind of where your rotator cuff muscles come into play. And that's kind of, it can help make up for a lack of passive stability in your shoulder. So that's something we can work on here. We'll work on your strengthening your rotator cuff muscles, work on that kind of stability in your shoulder. In the meantime, letting that AC joint heal a little bit. We'll get you back to playing basketball, get you back to doing some of those other things. I know you said it hasn't affected your work too much, so hopefully that continues to be the case. But in the meantime, I guess the goal would be trying to get you back to playing basketball and doing some of those activities, lifting weights.
All right.
So look forward to working
Sounds
with you.
good. Perfect.
I'll try and work on the right arm next time.
Sounds good.